Today is Monday, July 1st. Happy last half of 24 to you. And today, I'm wondering if we might not have a new budding superstar general manager in Dallas.
And now, a word from our title sponsor.
Are all financial advisors fiduciaries? Fewer than you think. Not knowing could reduce your lifestyle. Hi, I'm Mitch Kramer, founder and CEO of Fluent Financial. A fiduciary is a regulatory term to reduce conflicts of interest in wealth management. A fiduciary always works in your best interest. A non-fiduciary advisor might put their compensation or company ahead of yours. At Fluent Financial, we are certified financial planners acting as fiduciary advisors. To learn more, go to fluentfinancial.com or Fluent Financial's YouTube channel.
There's been a significant development in your laundry room. Laundry detergent sheets, not dryer sheets, but the same concept. Paper thin, remarkably efficient. Just toss one into your load of clothes and voila! Sparkling clean and smelling great. And as a plus, they're hypoallergenic for those with sensitive skin. No more plastic jugs of detergent. Jugs that just wind up in trash heaps. It's easy to get your laundry detergent sheets. Just go to the link in today's podcast episode.
Star Power Smart Home Solutions, where cutting-edge technology meets effortless living. Control your entire home with just a tap on your smartphone. Adjust the lights, set the perfect temperature, and ensure your home is secure, all from the palm of your hand. Star Power has the experts that will transform your house into a secure, smart home. Experience the ultimate solution in comfort and security for your family. Get started at GetStarPower.com. Star Power, where innovation meets home.
For sports fans, they love to play. Wait a minute. We love to play fantasy GM. We make trades. We throw money around. It's easy in our minds. And then there's the reality of it all. In the summer of 2021, Mark Cuban named long-time Nike big-time executive Nico Harrison as the new general manager. He'd been really successful with Nike and had negotiations with and relationship with Kobe and Michael and others. As far as Kobe and Michael, when you're known by just your first name, you have made it big time. But Maverick fans wondered, and had a right to wonder, if Nico Harrison knew more about basketball players in the NBA than just their shoes. Harrison was a former basketball player, professional player, a lot of stops in Europe. He's 6'5". He's mild-mannered. He's soft-spoken. But it would be a mistake to judge this man off those two qualities. He landed on a team with expectations that was underperforming. And Kristaps Porzingis, who'd been added in a huge trade by his predecessor, Donnie Nelson, had been here and been okay, but the huge hope of the Mavs taking a leap forward with Kristaps never quite materialized. And Nico, 7 months into the job, pulled a big trade sending Kristaps Porzingis away to Washington and brought back Spencer Dinwiddie and Davis Bertans. And the team gelled, and stunningly, that new Maverick array of players made a run all the way to the Western Conference Finals. But that summer, the club lost star Jalen Brunson to free agency, to the Knicks. They got nothing for him in return. Not a good look for the franchise. The 22-23 Mavericks staggered around all season. They never meshed. They missed Brunson. They were headed for the lottery. But Nico leaped in again. He made a controversial trade acquiring Kyrie Irving, and a lot of people, including me, really questioned the value of that trade and that addition. There was no question Irving could play now, but also there was no question he was, let's try to be generous and kind here, that he was trouble on the floor, and even more trouble off the floor in his previous stops. It was a huge gamble. And you know what? It didn't work. Those wobbly Mavs with Irving added still wound up missing the playoffs. So here we go to the offseason. And Harrison and the Mavericks double down by signing Irving to a new huge 3-year contract. Then, at the draft time, Harrison's aggressiveness shows up again. They deal down slightly to add a pick at the end of the first round that brought them promising Marquette forward Olivier Maxence Prosper. And the Mavericks didn't lose the man they wanted. They still got, after they moved down a couple of spaces, Duke center Derek Lively. And I don't have to tell you Maverick fans, you NBA watchers, what kind of a young player he was immediately, despite being a virtual child. And by the way, in that dealing, the Mavericks also sent away the $12 million contract of center Richaun Holmes. Holmes had once been a solid player, but his career headed downhill. The Mavericks had to take him as part of another deal. And with the Mavericks, he fell into total disuse. He was about as useful as a third hump on a camel. But Holmes was gone. And the Mavericks had acquired 2 young players in the draft, Maxence Prosper and that center Derek Lively. The 23-24 season began much better. Irving turned into a solid fit on and off the floor. But the Mavericks were weak inside. And Nico sprung into action again. He dealt away a 27 first-round draft choice and got Washington center Daniel Gafford and also Charlotte power forward P.J. Washington. Each of them 25 years old, and they fit immediately in the Mavericks lineup. And the Mavericks roared into the NBA Finals before losing to Boston in 5 games. But Nico has continued his aggressiveness. In the draft, the Mavericks had the last pick in the draft. Who are you going to get there? But they moved up a little bit in that second round to get a French teenager named Melvin Ajinka. The Mavericks really like his potential. They seem to think he could be a really good wing player in the NBA. Now, I don't have any idea if Melvin Ajinka can walk and chew gum at the same time. But the Mavericks seem to think he can, and they dealt for him. But Harrison was not done. The Mavericks needed to keep free agent to be forward Derek Jones or someone like him to fit into the small forward position. But they had no money. They had no money to offer until Harrison struck again. He traded veteran guard Tim Hardaway and his remaining $16 million contract. He'd fallen out of favor in Dallas. He dealt him to Detroit, along with 3 second-round draft picks. And he got back guard forward Quentin Grimes and his $4.3 million contract. But that deal created the cap space needed to sign Jones or someone like him. And in Grimes, they added a 25-year-old guard wing player who can shoot a little bit and play defense. In the last 2 years, his aggressiveness, Harrison has brought the Mavericks, the veteran guard Kyrie Irving, and 25 years old or less, Daniel Gafford, P.J. Washington, Derek Lively, Quentin Grimes, Maxence Prosper, and Melvin Ajinka. The Mavs are younger. They rebound better. They defend better. Will they take the next step? Who knows? But GM fans can connect with what's happening with the Mavs. The team has been made better. And Harrison's aggressiveness, like the aggressiveness of some other GMs in this town, like the Rangers' Chris Young and the Stars' Jim Nill, is in stark contrast to the quiet, absolutely unaggressive offseason of the other of the major sports teams in town, the Dallas Cowboys. But for Nico Harrison, all the questions have been answered. Nico Harrison is a solid NBA general manager. And immediately after I finish this recording, I'm going to rush over and check and see if Nico Harrison's done anything else with that money he created in free agency. And best of all, those of us who like to play fantasy general manager in our mind have found someone that we can really admire, Nico Harrison, who plays fantasy GM in reality.
Today's episode brought to you by Fluent Financial, Retire Sooner, Better Lifestyle, and by Star Power, Love Where You Live.
Just Wondering is a production of DSP Media for FanStream Sports. You can find Norm's show along with other great programming at fanstreamsports.com.
Thank you for listening to today's episode. If you enjoyed it, hit follow. And every weekday, a fresh new episode of Just Wondering will be delivered right to you. And if you enjoy this podcast, please share it with a friend. Finally, should you have questions or comments, please share them with us by going to X and our address at Norm's Clubhouse. That's Just Wondering with Norm Hitzges. And every day, I'll be just wondering about something.
And I'm Mary Hitchkus, and I'm just wondering too.